Hello, viewers. I'm SB, and welcome back to Into the Breach, where I get to talk today. Isn't everybody just overjoyed about my constant yammering? I have to say, this went down a little bit smoother. That last episode, went down a little bit smoother than I was expecting. We have had problems with just damage as a solution. And obviously, like a lot of enemies, even the GIF here is showing you, a lot of enemies have 5 HP. Damage is tough as a solution. However, there's really something to be said. If you can get your damage like pretty consistently to 4 points, thanks to Kai Miller being an absolute hero, there's a lot of stuff you can kill with 4 points of damage. I'm surprised at how cleanly this worked out. Also, the guided missile is just awesome. What a good, like, a single reactor for a weapon with 2 base damage that can hit almost any square on the map almost all of the time. Just wonderful. Anyway, so I think we're just continuing on here. I think we want one more island. You can see there's a lot of room still to power up. There's not that much. I guess it really, like, the only thing we're looking at right now, well, the only thing we're looking at just buying reactors into right now is the rock throw. But also, wouldn't it be neat if we like picked up some passives or something? I think we can do one more island and then go to work. I think that'll be fine. So, I am thinking RST. Pinnacle has both scorpions and the burrowers, neither of which I love. It's got a ton of HP. Scorpions and fireflies and moths all have base 3/5 with the extra +1. I believe beetles are also 3/5. And then the burrowers are 2/4, if I'm not mistaken. But I think we can do this. 2/3/2 with no bonus HP. Enemies having boost, it doesn't usually matter, or in fact is usually helpful, because generally speaking, they do enough damage to kill what they're hitting anyway. You know, you have to kind of expect that everything's going to be an alpha, and things that are alphas are going to kill the things they hit. Y'all, just throw me at the train immediately, huh? The train will absolutely get killed by the lightning. We're not doing train stuff. Let's go this way. The extra 2 power from this mission, not exciting. The reactor that lies beyond, however, that I can get into. So, yeah, this seems fine. Everything here is 5 health. Yeah, I don't love crabs. I mean, I think like real life crabs are cool. I don't love this video game enemy, the crab. Carcinization is all right with me. Problematic, actually. So if I were to just hit sideways here, this would kill both the mosquito and because this is the exploding kind of rock. Yeah, so this will blow up and deal the final point of damage. But how do I deal with these two? Sadly, like, that's really insufficient. They put up a very dense block of damage here. If I do this and then I throw the rock to bounce the crabs into each other, we can get... No, this will totally work. This will totally work. So we get this strike. We come over here and throw the rock. And then if we drive the hook mech to here, that strike on the explosive rock isn't actually going to damage anything except the beetle itself. So, what do you guys call tumblebugs? Because there's a different enemy that is a beetle. Okay, and now that thing can be killed in a variety of ways. It is always a shame when we have to do damage to Kai's mech. I don't, not happy to be in that place. Also, this is problematic. This needs to not be here. I kind of wish the hook mech could, like, fly. Because what I really want to do is, like, move this to a position where it's going to block a spawn. But there's not really a way for me to do that here. Yeah, we can do like that. Step you to here and kill him. And then we can double spawn block, which is pretty okay. The double spawn block with the rocks, I mean. Oh, okay, I was going to say, I was really expecting that to explode. It did, it just took a minute. Okay, so Kai's in kind of rough shape and probably needs to be redirected a little bit here. I kind of think I'm going to make this that same play. It was really good last time. Feels like it should be done again. And then, like, what are you going to do? I guess, what am I talking about? I know what you're going to do. I do want to back you up a little bit just so you have better movement. Because we can do that around the corner. Get in the ocean, you nerd. Alright. I really do love the rock mech. The rock mech has such versatility. You can use the rock in so many awesome ways. And this whole squad is just very fun. Let's move you out of the way so that I don't accidentally kill Kai by doing this. Although I guess Kai turned out to be invulnerable, right? So I suppose it wouldn't make much of a difference. Alright, I mean, listen, grid defense is not worthless. It's not ideal, but it's not worthless. We're going to pick up a lot of grid defense on this island, actually, because I do not think we're going to attempt the train. Oh, this is the Terraformer mission, too. Cool. I love the Terraformer mission. This is usually fairly easy. Also, very exciting. Y'all see this island, this mountain that is already cracked and has a strange glowing thing inside of it. I've been waiting for a good opportunity to actually interact with one of these, and I think we've got it. I think we've got our opportunity. It is going to put some interesting timing pressure on us, though. We'll see. We'll see how it works out. So, an important thing to remember with the Terraformer is that it does only have like 2 HP. And so, yeah, tumblebugs putting up explosive rocks near it is potentially going to be an issue. All right, well, I gotta tell you, my initial thinking also, yeah, I will arc electricity through it in a way that won't be a problem as well. So my initial thinking is this. We have to crack that mountain open, and also getting rid of the crab that's in a position that's gonna be kind of a pain in the ass for everyone else to deal with seems strong. If I go this way, I could kill those 2 tumblebugs. Like, the boulder mech can absolutely just push this thing to a position where it's not doing anything meaningful. So we don't have to deal with that problem that way. If I do this, the explosive building is still going to explode and do damage there. The thing I really like about this is that it breaks the chain between most of the enemies and the Terraformer. Like the whip mech can just run forward and destroy the mosquito. Although it is a little awkward because I have to take damage to let that happen that way. Yeah, this is actually tricky. So we don't have to worry about this. I can just move away from this problem. But this whole thing is a situation, and that rock especially. I think I'm just accepting the 1 damage here. I don't think we have the resources necessary to stop all of this. And the more I look at it, the more I wonder if I have the resources necessary to stop any of it. You know, were I willing to accept the loss of the Terraformer, the loss of the Terraformer and the 1 damage to that building, this is very powerful. Is there a way to just break the connection between the terraformer? I mean... yeah, I guess so. Right, if I back the boulder mech up, throw the boulder down onto this thing, and then have this mech pull this guy to that tile. He does 4 damage, and I'm gonna armor some of it. Like, here's what I'm thinking. Do this, throw the boulder, detonate the boulder, doing 1 damage there, the damage here gets blocked. Then pull this guy forward. He'll hit the tank for 3, which is totally acceptable. And then this attack is confined to these enemies, killing the whole lot of them. And it does do 1 damage to that building, but I think that's okay. And then we can just have the terraformer fire this way. I think that's the play. So... and I'm pretty sure firing the terraformer this way isn't going to ruin the thing. Because we have to destroy the mountain to break the object out, and then we have to go touch it, I believe. Yeah, so I do this from here so that I don't take... oh, sorry, hold on. I do have to finish the plan. There we go. Yeah, the explosion kills that, and we don't even take the building damage. Cool. That's going to hurt, but, you know, is what it is. I did not block the explosion damage. I'm very surprised by that. I know armor, push, blocking, fire, etc. But that explosion damage is absolutely weapon damage. That's very strange. Hey, something was buried inside that mountain. How strange. How unpredictable. Oh, right, and I've also killed the Vex, so the attack damage goes down. Okay. So, I'm going to terraform this way this turn, because I don't think we'll want to do that in the future. And I want to do it now before I move anything. We're just going to drive you to here and... solve that problem. These two can just kind of get in the way. I think what I'm going to do here... I think I'm going to move to here and block this one. It is a shame that we had to let 4 spawns through because we were all in the back half of the map, but the terraformer will help us to clean things up. The terraformer can still act while smoked, right? Okay, good. Otherwise, I'm not 100% sure how we would have won this. So... I mean, I really want to do this. This feels very good. You just run down here and smash that thing. You have no critically important jobs this turn, so you may as well do this. Device of unknown origin has activated a signal. My, how strange. Why don't you go stand over there for a second? And by stand over there for a second, I mean get totally mulched. There's a version of this where I let it actually spawn block, but like I do actually... we have to stay on track to finish the terraforming by the end of the mission. Oh gosh, we called forth a strange pod of unknown origin. So probably, my guess is most people watching this have already seen this happen in game, either playing it themselves or other people's playthroughs or whatever. But the pod contains an additional pilot. So let's see, you're really early in the turn, right? Okay, so you're gonna kill the mosquito. I need to grab this pod, and I also need to... actually, that solves the only problem we have over here, right? So I go grab the pod, we fire the terraformer in this direction, clearing all those missions and also all the enemies. And then you just need to not be right here. Although actually, it's better for our XP if we just kill you both at the same time. That weapon is so good. Okay, yeah. There's another variant of that, I believe, where the glow is in an ice tile that you have to break open and then jump in. That one's a little bit more of a bummer because obviously a broken ice tile is water, and when you step into the water to touch the object, that mech cannot act on that turn. But inside we discover a reactor core and a member of one of the FTL races, because FTL is the game that this developer made before Into the Breach. And they're pretty good, although this one started with Invulnerable, which is kind of annoying, especially on a character where their bonus is they get +3 health and are immune to a common source of damage. It's like, when were you going to die anyway? But that's a star for unlocking that, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Distant Friends. Cool. We're doing very well on this stuff. We're very close to complete victory. I'm not sure if we're going to do engineering dropout or if we might have to take it down a difficulty. Were we going to? But we also definitely don't have to. You don't need all of the coins to unlock everything. So there's still this. 4 emerging Vec in a single turn is still a concern. I do need to figure that out. Do we want to... I don't think we actually want to use this pilot. I guess +3 health and immune to fire could be relevant on the boulder mech. I don't think Finisher is. So yeah, I guess we'll do this. Ariadne the Rockman. Rock person, probably. Just guessing from the name, you know. Also, I have 2 reactors. We should probably, use them. Do I want to just power up the rock? Sometimes we throw the rock at people directly. So if this is only 1 star anyway, we may as well do this mission. We're probably not going to get... Ooh, you know what I don't like about that? Is that we're unlikely to get 4 blocks on the same turn on this mission because of the fact that so much of the map is falling away. There's fewer total spawn points. I do not like the volatile mech mission, the volatile Vec mission with this team. In general, I just think it's not super fun, but also with this team, we have a lot of trouble controlling our damage output. It just kind of goes everywhere. All right, I want to try to avoid giving them a good reason to attack that tile. So I think we're going to put our hook mech just... All you'll be able to do is move to here. Yeah. Not great. Yes, it is suspicious that those pods are falling from the skies. Well, I gotta tell you, right up until that last moment, this was looking pretty straightforward. That being there is actually a huge issue. Like, a huge issue in the sense that there's literally no way to deal with it, right? I think that's true. I think there's literally no way to save that. Because it's completely surrounded on all sides, there's no move we could make that would... Okay, so we can... If the boulder mech had 2 extra movement, which unfortunately is not a situation we can create, if I could get it to here, a rock thrown there would save it by pushing this guy off. Alternatively, we could... It's going to be very difficult to break the chain of connection between the other enemies and this rock. So this attack could do 4 damage to this thing. Yeah, because like creating any push on this tile at all is going to cause it to explode and destroy the bar. Probably. There's an 11% chance that it won't. Obviously, I don't consider that to be acceptable as a risk. Yeah, and we just, like, we can't quite kill this thing. There's no way to kill it. Because it has 5 HP. Because everything in the universe has 5 HP. And sadly, there is no way to moderate the weapons. If there was a way to deal 5 damage to this enemy without spending the hook max move, then we could at least pull this thing out to a more profitable position, but I don't think there is. I think they came up with a situation where we cannot possibly do better than rolling the one in 9. So I guess we do it. Yeah. I mean, that was it. That was all we had. Well, no perfect island for me, I guess. There's nothing useful here to do. I can do this. Take that, mountain. That sucks. You very rarely see... Okay. Okay, now. You very rarely, though, see a mission loss on one of these. Usually if the mission is marked as easy, it's because it's easy. Yeah, I guess. And then you just... The number of enemies we are having to deal with on this map. Okay, so... There is actually no way to stop all this damage. Because they are spawning such a very huge number of enemies per turn. We can stop most of it. But there are 5 attacks going on here, and there's no way to stop 5 attacks with these mechs. At least not in these positions. Yeah, if this tile was ground... No, that still wouldn't do it. If we could use the stone to make a connection between these two enemies and the block here so that the lightning mech could kill all 3 of them with 1 strike, it still wouldn't do anything. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Okay. Then we have you bounce that around the corner and kill that one. We can make it so that there's only 1 incoming building damage, but yeah, this mission was marked as easy with a single reward, but the raw number of enemies they threw at us made it borderline impossible. I don't understand how this was supposed to be easy. Okay, no perfect island definitely sucks a lot. We got a science class weapon that we technically can use. Oh, that rules. That's very good news. That mech is healthy. That mech is extremely healthy. I mean, it would be nice to give Kai... it's really hard to imagine a turn when you don't want to just use the... Yeah, when you don't want to just use the whip, though. It does enough damage. Alright. Seismic activity is usually pretty good news. Tumblebug's got 3 movement, so... If I put somebody here, the Tumblebug is going to put a rock there. And that's annoying. But I am definitely worried. Well, if I put Abe here, the Tumblebug may very well put a rock there, and that's not such a big deal. It'll prevent Abe from being able to move far enough to actually join battle, but we can just, you know, corner it. We can just shoot it around the corner. Okay, that's cool. Ah. Interesting. Well, so these 2 threats are already dealt with. Okay, due to our very poor overall movement, this is kind of a bummer, actually. I think Kai ends up just not doing anything this turn. We throw the rock here to push the Tumblebug into the sea. And then once that tile is cleared, we can do a turning missile here to clear that up. These 2 threats are going to get chasmed. And I guess you just repair to clear your mites. Oh, right. I always forget about that nonsense. Explosions have infinite height. It really does. It's gotta be. It's very counterintuitive in a way that feels like it has to be an error. I just can't imagine them doing that intentionally. And at this point, them not having fixed it, I guess you could argue that whether or not it was their original intent, like it's very clearly design now, but it fucking shouldn't be. This thing is still causing problems somehow. Alright, what if... I mean, I hate to just spend my turn moving this rock, but it might be necessary. So we do that over here. Yeah, we're having a hell of a time getting to 4 spawn blocks because we're having a hard time getting one of those turns where there are like 5 spawns, but also the mechs are anywhere near that part of the battlefield. We might have to attempt a 4th island just for the sake of potentially finishing our objectives. Alright, we can just finish you at a distance. And then... there we go. Let's finally solve that problem. Okay, so I do need to clear mites. Fortunately, we don't have anything else that we have to do this turn because the enemies are not attempting to win. So, yeah, we'll do that. There is still the chance we could get the quadruple block during the final mission here or during the final island. Centipede leader. Centipede leader's tough. This is challenging. The map is very poorly designed to allow me an easy sort of like a position where I could have the boulder mech able to move along an entire line, an entire axis. But there's some interesting stuff here for sure. It's very hard to want to do anything other than this, right? And if we want to get the opportunity to block a lot of enemies, it probably does behoove us to kill a lot of enemies this turn, because we need a big spawn pool. So I'm gonna move to here with the intention of finishing the tumblebug off. We're gonna accept the 1 point of damage from this. There's, I think, a question of where we want Ariadne to stand, because this thing is still going to be alive afterward. Well, I guess that doesn't have to be true, does it? Oh, the tumblebug's dead already, too. That's another important concern. Well, you know what? That's fine, because you could just kill the crab instead. So, yeah, because if I just shoot the centipede boss with the turn missile, we will be all good. So that does make in order to be safe and able to do this, I do have to stand in a position that kind of sucks. I can put you here and have you perform the attack from here. Yeah, I'm gonna do this. Okay. So we're gonna get a bunch of spawn blocks here. Or we're gonna get a bunch of spawns anyway. We don't necessarily have to pull off 4 blocks this turn, but we do have to pull off a bunch of blocks this turn, so that next turn there are still all of the enemies that we blocked plus whatever else. I think I really want to put the hook mech here and get that. And then you get this. You move in and also throw a rock here. There's really nothing for you to do. A mosquito's pretty awkward. Did that make it impossible? I think the answer is yes. See, my plan was I was going to have the boulder mech move to here. You know, whatever happened on that turn, these 2 spawn points were still going to remain. I was going to have the boulder mech move to here and then throw a rock over there so that we could create a 4th body to block with. By smoking this tile, they've made it so the only version of that works is the mech standing here, because none of the other tiles are in the same row or column as each other. We can have Abe. Yeah, unfortunately, I do believe they have made it impossible by smoking this tile. It was the only thing that would have worked to make it impossible for me to get this this quadruple block. If the boulder mech could be here, we could throw a block. We could throw a rock such that it would block this while pushing the alpha mosquito onto that. But yeah, as things are, like I can go up here. Throw a rock such that this thing ends up there. That's, I mean, very bad, obviously. These explode for just one. So yeah, replacing 1 damage with 2 damage while only getting 3 blocks. Yep, there's just no way to do it. We just got completely fucked. Well, I think we just kill you directly then. Try to keep the enemies away from the explosive rocks. No, it's probably... Try to keep the enemies away from the corporate tower is probably better. So, I think we'd like have a really tricky question here. Do we think that there will be a way to pull this off on the final island, or should we do a 4th island to have the best possible shot at our objectives? I do not want to do a 4th island. Okay, I mean, I guess that's all right. So, mechs get the bonuses from the Vexion is actually not very good on the final mission. Smoke bombs also not very good. Without any upgrades, aerial bombs are just better than smoke bombs, just straight up better. I wonder if it makes sense to do this. Take the aerial bombs on Abe, move the missile over to someone else. Yeah, maybe. Let me put you on the island. Because, like, this definitely has some utility, right? There are some situations where... Alright. Here's what I'm going to do. We're going to take this. We're going to buy a reactor core. We're going to go back to full power. Let me swap some stuff around. I'm going to move the guided missile. It is a brute class weapon specifically. That's crappy. But the reason I want to do it like this is that I want to, I want Kai to have the ability to move things. Do I turn off building chain? Building chain's maybe a little bit less relevant now. That's what it takes to just turn it on. I don't think that the power we will gain from doing one more island is sufficient to make up the power that the enemies would gain. This feels bad, though. That's very concerning. Well, I really wish that we had had more stars. All right, I'm going to try it this way. We're going to go for the win. Every mech on our team has the ability to move enemies to some degree, and I'm just going to hope that with that being true, and with the map on the first map of the volcanic hive being as complicated as it often is, we will just be able to figure it out. We can make there be a lot of spawns, and then we can hopefully cover up a lot of those spawns. Yeah, you tell him, Ariadne. You know, the graphics in FTL do not really show the members of the crew in any detail. I'm not certain that the rock folk can move their jaws. They might not be able to. So that might be part of what's going on there. All right, well, part of me definitely wants to cover this up. If I throw this here, I probably would want to do it from back here. If I throw this here, then we have connected all of the enemies together even without using the buildings, which has some obvious appeal. It doesn't actually let me kill everything, but it lets me kill most things. You have to stay put until after I attack. I probably don't want to be right here. I guess I have to be right here to make this still flow correctly, which sucks because I'm putting two members of the team very far away from where all the spawning is going to happen. Okay, so we still have two enemies who are going to make contact here. Yeah, we're taking a 2 damage hit, and there's nothing I can do about it. But we can kill off one of the others. But we have to just get a lot of stuff in the ground so that the spawns come out in force. And I will take the victory over the achievement if it comes down to it. And if that means we have to do an achievement run with this squad later, then so be it. Okay. So, you're dead already. You're irrelevant this turn. I can kill you by making you block a spawn. You can just run for it. And I guess, incidentally, kill this one. And then you just move on to something and repair yourself. I probably should have moved forward before throwing the rock. That's an error on my part for sure. Yeah, there's no way to do this, is there? Well, that's frustrating. None of the enemies are in places where we can move them onto spawns. We can get, once again, we can get 3 blocks very easily. But there is no way to get a 4th block. With this setup, I needed at least one of the enemies, one of the new spawn tiles to spawn adjacent to an enemy position. Okay. Is there a way to like engineer? I cannot use Kai to move this guy. All right. What about this? That puts the beetle adjacent to a spawn. I know I was just saying we'll take the win over the achievement, but I'm really doing the math on that now. I'm really considering. Yeah, I mean, this guy's charge right now just kills him. I don't want to mess with this badly enough. Yeah, fuck it. All right, so we're gonna do this. I do really like that this kills the blobber, though. Maybe we just need to rearrange this a little bit for it to make optimal sense. So what, you can kill... Oh, actually, we have a different solution to that problem, don't we? So you can get that kill. You can just stand... Oh no, it's this mech that has the push laser. Okay, if I stand here and I fire this like that, then dropping this stone here to kill the blobber doesn't get the building charged. Because we have smoked out the beetle. I do like this weapon leaving like a considerable amount of smoke on the battlefield. It really lowers the Vex options. Okay, wow. Two of them just gave up on life entirely. That rules. And then I guess we're good. Prepare yourself. Listen, they don't understand how volcanoes work. Yeah, the 4 blocks is the thing that really could happen absolutely anywhere in the run. It's not a thing you have to be built up for. So if we do decide we want to grab that, we can go back and just like attempt a run and then like bail out on it as soon as we get the achievement. It could very viably happen in Island 1. It would not be a big deal to make that happen in Island 1. Obviously, it's a little bit easier once you have more movement tools, but... Okay, well, I feel like we can have the lightning mech eat these two. You're going to charge that thing actually non-lethally. Ah, but stupid crab does damage to both tiles. We can use the push laser to solve this problem. I really want to push the Firefly leader. Yeah, and this is a unit, so I will, if I ever attack in such a way that the lightning arcs to the Renfield bomb, it just dies. It dies instantly. It's really annoying. I really want to move the Firefly leader into this column so that it kills the Alpha Blobber. I don't think there's any version of this where I can actually make that happen, but that is what I want very desperately. So... it's actually pretty problematic. How do we make this okay? This is like Kai's only move. All right, how about this? If we throw a rock onto there, we solve that problem and we clear the beetle leader out because it'll get killed by falling rocks. Then if Kai blows these up, the bomb in that position is taking 3 damage and it's surviving. And then we could just have Abe hook this thing over and have it kill the blobber. I think that means no building damage. Why would I do that? That's definitely the wrong tile. Yeah, this is an okay solution. I don't love the Renfield bomb taking 3 damage, obviously, but getting rid of the blobber is high enough priority that I think not dealing with this thing is, like, the trade-off's totally worth it. Now that's interesting. How much blocking can we reasonably do here? While also not losing, obviously. Because, like, I can do this, right? I don't really have a good solution for the Firefly leader. Oh, never mind. I can use the boulder mech to just push the Renfield bomb. So we could get 2 blocks over here. We wouldn't be able to get any others beyond that. But I could make this crab die. And here's a case where the building arc being off is actually good for us. Okay, so we block 2 spawns. We hope to see at least 2 spawns on the next turn, and maybe there's a tiny chance we can still get this. We're pretty good on power. Fuck you, game. Absolute bullshit. Alright. Right now the enemies are actually not aimed at enough pylons for us to lose. We really hardly have to do anything. You should probably not get hit. You should push this out. And then, like, this is double dead, so it's actually really awkward. I can't quite kill this guy while also blocking spawns. Nor can I kill him at all, in fact. What I can do is stand here and just do a bunch of damage to this thing. I mean, I really want to save one of these 2 pylons, right? I'd like to have some energy left to go into the next. Yeah, so this pylon takes a hit. These 2 enemies both take a pretty significant amount of damage. We get 2 more spawns. So we could take one more pylon tile down. Pretty important that the bomb doesn't get hit, though. You're at 1, but you're at 4. Well, this is really awkward. Kai can't quite deal damage to the enemies. I really want to set up a situation where I can get... I want to move the Firefly leader to here, and then have Kai run over and zap the Firefly leader. If I throw the rock down here, though, it's going to prevent Kai from being able to make the trip. I mean, this would kill the Firefly leader by itself, and it saves the Renfield bomb. And then it's just a matter of disabling this enemy and we win. But it's not, you know, it's not as clean as I would like it to be. Oh, if I don't kill the Scion Tyrant before the beginning of the enemy turn, I just lose. Because it'll kill the Renfield bomb and we'll have to wait out a whole second timer, which we cannot do. So, hold on, let me rethink this. With everything positioned where it is, there's literally no way for Abe to hit that thing. The boulder mech can do it by standing here and then throwing the rock. But obviously there's... Wait, that can work. That can totally work. It's ugly, but it totally works. Alright, so we break that. You pull the crab here, so these two are... This one's no longer hitting anything, and that one's no longer hitting anything. You actually just have to kill the Firefly. We're back to damage being all of our utility. And we were very aggressively denied the opportunity to get our last achievement, but we can get it some other time. We'll just put up the victory now. Winning the run where you get your Blitzkrieg, you get your Lightning War, is good enough, I think, because you're unlikely to play perfectly when you're playing that fast, right? And things went pretty well for us in the first two islands, but like I definitely did have to boot Perfect Island on the second one for basically no reason except I didn't have time to think out another solution. And yeah, this is fine. We'll take the win. We'll get the other achievement some other time. And then, what do we want to do with taking somebody forward to the next timeline? I think this Abe is actually very, very strong. Yeah, I don't think I want to bear either of the invulnerable pilots forward. Let's take you. Okay, I mean, it's something. We didn't get everything, but we got what for me is one of the hardest achievements in the game, and we managed to win the run at the same time. That's something. Count it, is what I'm saying. That's going to be it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching. When you come back next time, tomorrow, we're going to be moving on to a new squad. I intend to get this block 4 enemies thing, but we'll do it later. I want to keep moving around, trying new mechs and stuff. So yeah, come back next time for that. Brand new weapons. I don't even know which ones. And we'll see you then.